Hey, here we are. My man Eric over here, chef. Local legend, if you will, here. It's got a wonderful place.
That.
Well, and we call everybody that we're all on the same page, right?
Oh, okay.
So, awesome restaurants. Crudo Nudo goes back, what, how many years?
Seven
Seven
now,
years.
yeah.
7 years.
So I remember when you guys first opened, you were down in Norfolk. I heard about this place, Crudo Nudo. I used the terminology, the words, Italian language somewhat, there's a little twist in there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, interesting. And that's it. I heard good news from it ever since, and I never really had anything bad. I never heard anything bad about it. So I was like, no shit. So that's cool. Then fast forward on to when I come to Luce Secondo, these Crudo Nudo guys are coming across the street here.
With chicken.
So I'm like, chicken and whiskey. Cool, man. I've heard of it maybe, but I never really applied the thought to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I'm there last night, literally.
Everybody's
So I'm there pretty
all the
much,
time.
not as much anymore because I cut back on drinking. But I used to be there. My staff's there every friggin' night, so it's a spot for us now.
Yeah.
So, Eric, you've been a chef for a long time, yeah? Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you go so we can get into what we really want to talk about today, and that's preparation.
Yeah.
Eric had gone through
As
some
an owner.
nasty shit. His restaurant caught on fire due to someone else's negligence in his area. Is that right? So you had...
They're saying accident, and that's fine.
You're talking about something from another storefront, right?
No, it
yours?
was all us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The fire originated in our building, and they literally just chopped it up to 2 wires, frayed or something, and
Jammed it up.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
No shit. So, okay, good. So like after we talk about your little introduction here, and because I can talk all day about this stuff, so we got to kind of streamline it a little bit so we don't lose people. But tell us about your style of cooking. What influences you? Where you started, real quick, and then we'll move into how you opened up and where you went and where you can give us advice.
Yeah. Short story. Did some stuff up in D.C., corporate-y. Got out of that because I just hated the corporate gig.
Was it the answering to the precision, or the wannabe precision that really isn't ever precise?
Surprisingly, like the best part about corporate is all the things that I still do now, like the sticking to standards, all that stuff. It was I have to show up and just there was rules, but like they weren't my rules.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So it was all right, and I was doing well, and I just quit and was like, I'm going to learn how to cook again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started cooking in a couple restaurants in D.C., and then got into the party scene a little bit, and then moved down here to kind of get away from things and go back to school.
Because as any good chef knows, if you ain't partying, you ain't learning.
Yeah. Those were,
At that time in life, yeah.
Those were better days, different days, younger days, I guess. So I came down here to actually go to school and needed a job, so I started, surprisingly cooking again. And got back into it.
Isn't it weird how we always go back to it?
Yeah.
In our youth, I tried a couple times myself to try different things. I joined the friggin' Navy. I was a jet mechanic. I tried opening up. I worked in the not landscape, but lumber stuff, cutting trees. Done everything.
Yeah.
And I always go right back to the kitchen. Now it's my home. Is where I'm most comfortable for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's that's what it is. It's the comfort.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes the difference. And then started working around this area a little bit. Worked for, I don't know, Todd and Sam McGann out in Suffolk and out at the beach and just, too many places at this point.
But within those places though, you did gain something, and if anything, your own style.
Everything, yeah. I'm really good at picking up things that I like and then sorting out the stuff that I don't.
Sure.
And then when we started to do Crudo, the idea behind it, we were doing pop-ups called Blue Tape, and I used to always read books. Like that's mostly how I learned. I learned from chefs, but I learned a lot from like reading and studying, and I guess now it would be more internet.
Are these biography types on other chefs or books about recipes?
Everything,
or science,
anything and everything.
Everything, yeah.
I loved it all. Like my book collection is a little ridiculous. But it got to a point where I stopped buying books, and I just started doing my own thing.
Right.
And I started saying, well, what is that? And I think that's like a big, like, what is that? What is your style? Like,
right.
What do you do?
Yeah, well, Crudo is a very unique menu. I mean, it's, tapas style, but
there's influences from everywhere, mostly Spain, right?
Yeah, a lot of heavy Spanish influence. I mean, that was super popular when I was kind of coming up, was the Ferran Adria and all that, and the molecular stuff, and that spoke with my, chemistry background in college, so it spoke to that, and it just kind of worked with what I was doing.
And that's a good analogy because a lot of people don't understand that when people are getting Michelin stars and stuff, people ask me all the time, when you get a Michelin star? Never. I'm not a molecular chef. That rating system really is based off of that style of cooking. And if that does have a chemist mindset to it, where it is a scientific type of delicious experiment, right?
Yeah.
And if you have that, and you have that background, I'm sure that it's kind of drives you down that road a little bit more so than my comfort style of eating, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's so what we do at Crudo is I try to think of dishes in a 4-ingredient thing. Like, what can we do that takes 4 things? And then that's usually our food. It's like, cool, we got beans, we got some scallions, like, we don't include salt and pepper because that's everything.
Right.
But it's like, what is like the 4 things we want to talk about? Do we want to mess with them? No, usually I don't. We kind of got out of a little bit of that stuff. I think I don't know, it became like everybody was doing this thing.
Yeah.
I never got into pearls or, I never got into that stuff. And we just try to keep it as simple as we possibly can.
Sure.
4 or 5 ingredients, I'm happy with that. If I have to explain it more than that,
It's too
those
much.
are the things you're talking about. That's funny. I say I don't do molecular and stuff, but I'm big, pearls are essential here. I have a lot of things that I do and use that technique.
You do.
Yeah.
But I don't pride myself on it because I don't do it enough.
I think it's the norm now.
I think it's normal. It's part of it's expected.
5 years, 6 years ago, you might have caught me saying xanthan should be in your kitchen right beside salt and pepper.
Right.
It should be part of it. And,
Sure.
and it's not that it, I think, takes away from anything. It helps. It makes
Sure.
it's
Once you understand it, learn it, and know what to do with it, it can enhance a lot of things
Oh,
and
yeah.
make your life a lot easier.
Yeah, you can have fun
and the
with it.
customer's experience a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing better than seeing something on a plate that you've never seen before.
Right.
That's kind of our goal, is to give them something they've never seen,
Right.
and to
Excitement.
create something that we've never created,
Yeah.
and have it succeed. That's the thing, is just trying to get that success rate. But so you took all those on, and when you opened up Crudo, how did you open that? Did you have partners? Did you open it like when I opened up Luce Norfolk? I did it on a whim, man. I had the least of everything possible.
So I had a guy who helped me out, Bob Hughes. Some people know him, some people don't. He's a dude that owns a lot of restaurants that nobody knows, and I love that about him. And I came to him and I said, hey, I want to open up this pasta restaurant, 40 seats, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, feed me some pasta. So we started talking about that, and then it evolved more and more into, as things progressed. Within a year, it was one of those things that's hard to split 50 cents sometimes.
Yes.
And so he actually loaned me the money to buy him out, so now I just pay him
Oh, wow.
every
Okay.
month. And so it's all mine now. No other investors or anything like that. And that was after the first year, and then COVID happened and all that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We dealt with that.
So that was somewhat close to my scenario. I had a friend of mine who helped invest with me, and I ended up buying him out and his wife out. Long story short, it was necessary for me to continue moving up forward and moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of stress when you have that person you have to answer to, because you want to make sure you satify them and you don't fuck up their arrangement if you're a decent human being.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
True.
And
Very
there's
true.
there's few of us left. We're the minority. But, people mistake our hard work, our lack of patience for people's bullshit, our quick responses to things as us being assholes. But they don't realize that we've been through it so much, and we have to protect our asset and our investment so much that we wake up every day defensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's not that we're assholes. We just don't want to fucking deal with nonsense, and freeloaders and people doing that shit.
Yeah.
So when you worked in the Crudo, you got a good ball rolling. I mean, everything was rolling good, almost as I could say your dream was kind of coming together, right?
Yeah, it was. Crudo was tough, and a lot of people don't know this story, but we started Crudo, and we wanted to be 7 tables, focus on food. We wanted to be something that this area just didn't have. I didn't feel like, and it was good, and we hit 1% of probably 1%ers, and things were going south, and I think I had like $56 in the bank account. It was south of $100 in the Crudo's bank account.
Right. Wow.
And
There's nothing scarier than less than 10,000.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine 52.
yeah,
Shit.
it was bad. And I was talking to a buddy, and he was like, I was like, dude, I think I'm done. I was like, I think I'm just gonna close. And he was like, well, I can't do that because I got a party coming on Saturday. And I was like, all right, well, I guess. So we started, the party, and then
And
next
at
thing
this point, you're going to this party totally deflated.
yeah, and it just rolled, and we ended up closing and rebranding within a week.
Wow.
We had a very Spanish heavy influence, and so we were like, why not just be Spanish? Because a lot of people are like, what are you? And I
Yep.
kind of felt like Nirvana in the 90s, where I'm like, I just want to be.
Yeah.
And it was one of those situations where like, fine, we're just Spanish tapas. It's just easier.
Yeah, sure.
Just throw me in the category and like, let me move.
And then, then
Yeah.
you can get your ingredients based on that. You can get everything sourced that way, and it's a little more easy to create.
And then you know what? If I want to cook Japanese technique and we'll just call it Spanish food, they'll know.
Yeah, you just have a twist on an item.
It's different.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to follow like a thing, but we like it. And now we look through things through the Spanish lens, and we kind of actually focus on it, which
and
is
it's
good.
successful. Your
The
food is good.
Yeah, it's great.
You're putting together some good things that this area hasn't seen before that. You're doing the things like I love
Yeah.
the octopus and things like that
Yeah.
people don't really know how to cook properly. But it's a lot of fun once you put it out there for people. So moving on, you open up Neat Bird, and that concept is great. The food's really good. I can see the progression in the food as it's going. They're figuring it out really fast and good, because now I crave it. You have that honey chicken, sriracha honey chicken thing, the roasted chicken. That fucking thing's amazing. I get that. I might even get it today for lunch, matter of fact.
You might.
I think I'm going to. So anyway, these are the things I think of now. So you come over here, you open it. I see the ups and downs over there. It's a very niched idea. But I think from the outside eye looking in, you don't have to comment, but from the outside eye looking in, the more I go there and find myself having a hard time finding a bar seat is coming together. It's happening more and more. So now at night, that's the thing. That's good, because we don't have anything to going. And we close this place down and we walk over there and we can barely get a fucking bar seat sometimes.
It's the restaurant's bar.
I would rather
yeah.
see that. I'd rather see the inconvenience of me not getting a bar seat than walking into an empty bar.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's good for you. Now, as that's going, you start being nervous at the beginning. There was ups and downs like we all have opening.
Yeah.
And you start plateauing there, and okay, man, maybe we're figuring this thing out. And then all of a sudden, fucking here comes the fire in Crudo. So
Yeah.
is that about right? Is that
Yeah.
timeline kind of how it worked?
Yeah, things were rolling. We were starting to make some changes. Like, you get the 7-year itch or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Where it's like we started to make some changes at Crudo, and we were, gonna step up a little bit and just, not fundamentals, but just do some different things.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then, I was sitting on my couch one day at 10:30 in the morning, and I got a phone call from the landlord, and I was like, it was one of those, like, I don't know if I should answer.
He's in a bitching me to the
no.
dumpster.
Well, yeah, it was like something, It's like, so I was like, I'll take it. And I was like, hey, and she goes, fire department's at your front door at Crudo. There's a fire. They're breaking in the glass. And I'm like,
Oh, Jesus.
oh shit. And it just kind of went into like fight or flight mode at that point, where it's like, I'm a pretty laid back guy. I don't know if you can tell that, but
Yeah.
it's I don't get worked up over much. And I was just like, I told my wife, I said, I'm out the door. Crudo's on fire.
Crudo's on fire.
We're gonna
Gotta
figure
go.
it out. Yeah, like,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
expected it like to be on fire, like
You were thinking it's one part of the kitchen.
something's on fire.
You
And
think
I'm
when
like,
you pull up, there's going to be flames coming out of it and shit? Is that what you're thinking?
well,
or are you
no,
thinking it was
I
going
thought
to be
it was just
small?
gonna be like a thing on fire. It's like, okay,
Like, okay, look, the range is on fire. Let's
yeah.
put it out.
And then you start going through the thing where it's like, oh, maybe it is gonna be like a burn the building deal. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. And so, we get there, and there's, I think, 6 ladder trucks.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, at this point, and it's freezing, and I'm underprepared. And I'm like,
You just jumped out of the house.
I jumped
unaware.
out of the house. I had like a hoodie or something, and it
Right.
was like 30-something degrees out. And I'm like, in shock,
Your throat,
anxiety.
Now
So
you're
I'm like
fucking-
shaking.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like
that
a drug
sucks.
addict or something. And I was like,
Like, this
know-
isn't the owner.
Your meth pipe burnt down the building, buddy.
yeah. And I'm just like freaking out, kind of. So I start talking, and they're like, wanting me to fill out reports, and they start asking you questions, and,
Oh my god.
they want to know, like, everybody wants to know what happened. And I'm like, I wasn't there, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
And
guess
this was when the place was empty.
yeah. So it happened 10:30. We were done. We stopped doing lunch.
So I can stop blaming one of your cooks that burnt the place down?
Yeah, no one was there. We started going through. We said, did they take the linens out at night? Like,
What could
did
have
they
been
forget
left?
to whatever? Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
anything.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? You know what I always think of when I was young? My favorite show was Happy Days. And I don't know if you remember Happy Days back then, but the way it ended, the season finale, is when they burnt down Arnold's.
Yeah.
Because Chachi had to go on a date with Joni, and he took his apron off and threw it, and it landed. And the big dramatic scene was the pilot light lit the fire of the apron
I
and
don't
burnt
remember
down
that.
Arnold's,
Okay.
which was a fucking tearjerker. I was like,
No.
Arnold's, no, this can't be.
Yeah.
Burnt it all down. Yeah, it's
So you didn't
crazy.
even have Arnold's Happy Day story.
No.
No,
So
no,
so the
it's-
thing burned down. Now you pull up, you're freezing, your crack meth pipe is fucking empty. Shit's going on.
Yeah.
They think you just wandered up on the scene.
Right.
Well,
They
yeah,
just think you
they're
did
just
this.
like, I'm like, oh, they were talking to like
Oh my
Josh, which you guys know, and John Reynolds, who was there, and they're like, you guys the owner? You guys the owner? And they're like, no, it's him.
That one
You know, and I'm like,
over there in his hoodie.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
what's up?
Shaking.
So we get there and we do the reports, and they're like, yeah, something about the fire in the kitchen is all I kind of really know. And so I was like, well, how long do you think it's going to take? And they're like, we can't really tell. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. Let's go to Paylone's and have a couple beers while we wait and see what happens. So there is a fun photo of like the four of us in Paylone's with the
Oh
fire
my
trucks behind us
gosh.
drinking beers.
Well, you got to make the best out of that. What the fuck are you gonna do?
That was your
Honestly, like, yeah, I'm not a fireman. So I was like, I can't help.
Right.
And I'm not going to stand and watch because I'm not a tourist.
Well,
So
not only
I'm
that,
like,
but you don't want to watch your whole fucking dream go down. I'd rather come back to it later.
yeah, I did that later. I like to cry in peace.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah. Exactly.
I'm
And
here
it
for
must have
that.
been talking about that, and no matter how tough anybody wants to sound or anything like that, let's get to that heartstring part of it. That's what I'm getting at is it's all fun and games to sit there and talk about it and look back on it and stuff like that. But in the heat of it, man, when you're all done and the shock is off and you're sitting there looking around everything, how the fuck did that feel, man? That sucked, huh? That
I
was
mean, I
Yeah.
can say therapy has been very helpful.
Yeah.
It was a, you know, I had my moments.
sure.
My kid was born in February, and we opened in July.
Uh-huh.
You know, so it's like I attribute a lot of like Crudo to her.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the same
And,
timeline. Like,
Yeah, so it was 7 years of my life.
Yep.
And Crudo
Wow.
wasn't like one of those things we like built. Like it didn't like pop up.
Right.
It was like it popped up as like not much of anything.
And you built
it
it.
And
evolved.
7
Right.
years of like adding stuff and like
Sure.
people's, you know,
Yep.
people would bring us shit and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we'd put
cool.
it on the shelves and
Yeah.
you know it was like, oh, that's that guest Perone that her dad got in Argentina that's
Right.
made out of leather, and they're
Wow.
like, you know, all that stuff was gone.
Did it burn up, that stuff?
Some of it, yeah.
But water damage, smoke
water
damage.
The smoke damage is what really fucked us the biggest. I mean, minus the kitchen, you know, obviously being completely gone, but the smoke damage was awful.
So what do you give now? If you can give advice, I'm sure there's things that you didn't realize you should have done. Or what preparation do restaurant owners out there, including myself, what ideas can you give us that you've learned from? What are a couple takeaways?
So insurance sucks in general.
So is there a way we can
But
go?
be patient, because they do pay off. I
Okay.
will say that. It just
So
took,
dealing with them.
It took a long time
it,
for
it
you.
took a little bit. Yeah, it was so we had a lot. I don't know anybody that reads their 460 plus page insurance policy front to cover.
Correct.
I don't know anybody that does. Obviously my agent didn't. And I didn't either. He assumed we were good because typically that's just the way it works. With our situation, our policy was actually overwrote, which they put a safety precaution in it, which we didn't have. So we didn't have sprinklers. Most buildings in Norfolk are grandfathered in. They don't need sprinklers. We didn't have them. Our policy said we did. So I filed, things were good, and then the dude goes, oh, there's a problem. And that was when, that's when it got worse.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, shit. Like, what does problem mean?
Yeah, right.
Because problems in my world don't exist.
The word problem is a problem.
Yeah, I predict problems. Like, I don't like to solve them anymore. I like to predict them and cancel them before
Fight them
they
before
happen.
they happen. Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so, you know, it was like, okay. So we started going through it, and eventually it worked itself out. Like, because I didn't overwrite it. I don't
Right.
write insurance policies.
Sure.
Your agent technically doesn't write it either. They have an underwriter who does all that
Right.
shit. So they had made a mistake. They paid out. You know, one of the biggest ones is we do business loss insurance there, like business interruption.
Which I recommend for every single person out there in the world. If you have a business, get business interruption insurance. It's fucking crucial.
I would say I'll play the other side of it for
Okay,
me.
sure. Do
It has been good to pay the bills. I will tell you that. But I am a single member LLC, so I take a distribution. So I'm profit based, and they consider that a liability, not part of your business.
Right.
So I have made zero money since the fire,
Right.
which sucks. And
Sure.
so
Now, is that an LLC or is that a separate?
it's an LLC, so I don't take a check. I'm not on payroll.
Right.
And because I'm not on payroll, they were like, hey, we can pay your staff, but you're not on payroll.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
like, I don't have staff. They all had to find other jobs, like,
Sure.
because I had to threaten to sue you to pay,
Right.
you know.
Wow.
Find a good lawyer. Find a good lawyer, too.
Good lawyer. So
A great
take away from
lawyer,
this,
a great accountant.
and a great, and make sure
Yeah.
you're a lawyer and accountant, read your insurance policy and understand things about it that you may not. So there's
Yeah.
legalities in every printed contract that a lot of us read and have no idea what them words actually mean. We may think we do, and we're signing on something because we're fucking trying to act like we're business savvy all of a sudden, and we really don't know what it says. So I would say with what you're saying is to really, I'm going to actually go do it. I'm going to call my insurance agency anyway, just because I'm in the process of insuring my new deli downtown. So I'm going to really go over these things, and you really got to fine tooth comb all these little things to make sure you're matching up, because they will take from you.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know?
even a business interruption, mine has a 72-hour deductible at Crudo.
Right.
I mean, at that point, it's like 72 hours. Like, I don't know if you've had a walk-in go down for 24.
Well,
But
here's the problem.
But things will ruin. They're gone.
Here's the thing. I have one. Luckily, I got one, and I was afraid because we had a power outage here
Yeah,
not a month or two ago,
it happens a lot.
and
Yeah.
lost
Dollar
all
Tree.
my business, all my fucking business. I lost all the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People walked out. We had 200 and something reservations in the book.
Couldn't
Most
pay.
of them were already here. Other ones were coming. They couldn't pay. I lost the whole fucking night. All the fresh food, my fresh produce, my fresh fish, everything. So to claim that right now, we are just still actually doing it right now. My sous chef gave over the stuff yesterday or today. Finally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Months
And
ago.
they want so much stuff to prove. Plus, they want me to prove that there was a power outage.
Correct.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not a power company.
And
Yeah.
for how long?
Right.
And it's
Right. And it doesn't matter how long I lost everything. Why is this a problem?
Right.
You didn't ask me how long it took me to get my payment to you. I mean, it was that simple.
Yeah.
So, but the point is, if you're not reading all that stuff, they will easily hang the phone up on your ass and not give a shit about anything you got
So
going
is that, I mean, a testament to being an owner, especially in restaurants, of documentation? Like if there's ever, but like start documenting right away.
document
Sure,
everything.
yes.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I love to cook. I love to that. I'm like, dude, how's your paper trail skills?
Yeah, right. We were just
Like-
talking about that earlier.
Like, do you have a filing cabinet?
Right.
Like,
That's our thing because
you know,
Records.
records. Like, you got to keep everything, and you don't just have to keep it. You got to know where it is.
right. And here's the
Yeah.
other thing. It's funny you say that because we talk about this all the time, and we just talked about it today. And I'm going to say it again because it could be a new listener out here. But if you're going to open a restaurant in a damn thing and you know how to cook, again, the menu you have and the way you cook is the last thing you need to worry about. If you're going to open a restaurant, obviously you have the skills to back that up. That's what you're opening the restaurant for, is to put your food out. So obviously you have an idea what your food and your menu and everything's going to be.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be your main focus. Your main focus is everything you just said. Can you get the business set up, operate the business, protect everything you're doing so you can then now cook your food? But if the only thing you're focusing on, like most new chefs do when they're opening a restaurant, is the menu and bragging to their friends and having them over to do tastings all the time and shit like that, and your contractors are in your restaurant without you, you've already started on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
Get the fucking restaurant going, get your food in there, and then worry about the menu. You should be able to create your menu in 2 hours. It should have already been up here. There should be no reason for you to be worried about your menu. Your menu should have already been the reason why you're opening a restaurant.
Menus change.
Menus change.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Menus
not
change.
finite. Yeah.
You can't change the way you fundamentally run the business.
Correct. You have to run a system, and that's the end of it. Like you said, file cabinets, file documentation, like you said, Kristen. That's all important stuff. So, what's next? I mean, the insurance are paying. Are they
And that
reluctant?
took how long? It was 6 months, 7
Yeah,
months?
February. So we got, like, I think the last check hadn't even come through yet. And then
And they're paying you incrementally. They're not even giving you all the money.
correct.
So
So,
you can't even go
the
to
business interruption side of it, like I said, they do cover your bills. So my, $50 water bill that I have still somehow, they
That's
do
for the water damage.
They
Just
do
for the-
they do pay that.
Oh, good.
So yeah,
But you
it's,
still have rent. I mean, yeah, you still have.
well, so that's the other thing. My landlord's awesome, and it's in the lease.
Wow.
So part of the lease is if there's something detrimental, fire, a major storm, hurricane, whatever, a tornado comes through, rips the place apart, I stop paying rent immediately. The space
Wow.
immediately turns over to them. They're 100% responsible for everything.
Hmm.
That was awesome.
That is awesome. So that's helpful, yeah.
That's something to note if you're going into any kind of lease or
Find a landlord that wants to work with you. It's a
Yeah.
partnership
Right.
for me, not
Exactly, because there's landlords that will shut a place down because the person can't afford a $10,000 air conditioning unit on the roof.
Correct.
But your lease says it's your maintenance, your problem. So you want me to go build you
No.
a new $10,000 air conditioning unit, or else I have to leave here.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'd rather see you leave and then fix the unit
Right.
instead of give you the unit, because people are hard-headed motherfuckers, man, and
Yeah.
sometimes they're assholes.
Well, they'll fix the unit and they'll just charge you for it.
Exactly.
The next guy.
And- right.
And like,
And
they'll
then
just
the next
add that $10 to your rent over a 10-year
Sure.
period, and you're like, whatever. They
Yeah.
write it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
Yeah,
find
but-
somebody that works with you. That's
So,
the
right,
biggest one.
and it's very important to have that relationship, because if you have a bad relationship with your landlord, that's going to make life miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
time.
So we're in the middle of redoing stuff now. It's we have to city permit again. We have to.
Did you have to go through the whole process all over?
We got to go to. So I have a business license, so that's good, and I've maintained that. Which, if something ever happens, maintain everything.
Sure.
Just pay your ABC license, pay your business
Keep
license,
it going, right?
Yeah.
file your taxes, even though it's a zero. File your taxes, because if you don't file your taxes, they assumed that you didn't file, and they will associate a number with that and bill you,
Right.
Wow.
and they want their money.
Sure.
So files, all those things. And so now we're having to go through the conditional use permit. Crudo, I'll admit, was not a 14-seat cafe, which is what our permit said.
Right.
Um,
But the good news is, though, is the city. I've worked with the city of Norfolk a
it's out of
lot.
the bag now.
And,
Yeah,
and if you're doing the
surprise.
things right, I don't see why they wouldn't want to be helping you. I have a good.
They're
feeling.
awesome.
They're doing a really.
Well, you
good
have a
job, I'm sure.
great food. You have great food, a great reputation.
Well, that was the
with
thing.
people
7
down in
years there. So
Norfolk.
yeah, it was very easy to get the permit side of things. It was
Sure.
like
Okay,
the Civic
good.
League worked with us, the restaurant league or the neighborhood,
Right. And
they
that's
all
important,
wrote
too.
letters and they did the thing. And
Nice.
plus, I have guys down at the city who are like, if you need anything, call me. And they've moved stuff. They've got me connected to the right people.
Right.
Like they pushed back my taxes.
Right.
And they said, just pay us $50 instead of what it would normally have been,
Right.
just to help. And I'm like, dude, as soon as my claim comes through, I'll pay. And I did. And they were like, awesome.
Yeah, good.
Like-
So when you sign up for this stuff, and when you go into a new area, new city, new streets, or anything like that, you really got to learn your community and your neighborhood, and it's very important you become part of the business world. And a lot of people at the beginning are anti-business and fuck this and fuck that. But if you don't want to play the game, then maybe you shouldn't be part of the game, because everyone's hand washes each other's back. It's a community, and if you're always going against it, they are going to against you. They're not going to be there for you, and they may not even maliciously go against you. They're just not going to be there for you when you need them.
Yeah.
And that's the important part.
Yeah.
I've had some issues with Luce opening at the beginning, and I learned to not let them bother me, and it ended up being the best decision I made. And now I have a great relationship with some of the people who I thought might have been out to hurt me. You know what I'm saying, at the beginning, because I didn't have that experience. But once I learned it, I have people that I literally thought were trying to take me down that now go out of their way. They open my deli with no problem. They help me. You know what I'm saying? So if I would have gave them problems, man, they would have gave me problems back. And in your situation, you don't have time for fucking problems.
No, I'm the date we're throwing around is in October, which is a maybe.
Well,
It's a maybe.
It's a maybe.
we'll follow up on that. We'll
Yeah,
we'll be there
definitely.
for.
I'm looking
for the
at it. I'm going
grand reopening. We'll be there.
Well, I'll have my permit for ABC by September.
Okay.
And I'm like, let's go. It should only take, we're small.
Yeah. You're small,
Crudo's as
and,
big as your kitchen.
but you're going to have a lot of you're going to have a lot of new excitement, man. You're going to have a lot more energy, I think, because you get to recreate. And now you're going from how are we going to make this little space better? Now you're remaking the whole space brand new. So it gives you a whole new. Now you're up against the world.
It's a whole new layout.
And you got to prove to yourself and everybody else that you're ready to kick ass, and you're going to be inspired. And when you open up them stoves and get the BTUs going, and you're going to start cooking again, you're going to have a whole new level of inspiration. This shit's going to have fucking meaning behind it now, because you're going to bring it all back, man. And I'm that's exciting. That's why I wanted you to come out here and talk now, because we are going to go back after and check it out and see the differences, man. It's going
We're
to be great.
pumped. I mean,
Yeah,
it's it's an exciting thing. It's I don't think I was this excited even when Crudo opened. I think Crudo was kind of like we went through it.
Well,
And it was like we survived.
plus you have the experience now. When you open up Crudo, I'd imagine it was your first place you opened.
First place by myself.
By
yeah.
yourself, right.
Like first, where I wasn't just like a chef spending somebody else's
So
money.
you own it. You were responsible. So with that being said, you didn't really know what to do. Now, with the 7 years of experience, you're reopening something with knowledge. So now you know what to be excited about.
Yeah.
You know what not to do.
It's my third one now,
Yeah, right. Exactly.
but it's like real familiar. It's like getting remarried to like your ex-wife or something.
That's a great way.
Okay, cool. Sex is probably good, at least.
At least you know what to expect.
It's like super comfortable and you know what you're getting into.
Right,
And,
yeah.
It's like none of the bullshit.
Yeah,
You're
maybe if
gonna
I just
spend
do it
money
different
again?
this time.
Yeah,
we'll
you
be
don't have to
all right.
hide punches anymore. You just go in and you're like, this is it, man.
This is
Yeah,
me.
I'll try better this time.
Yeah, the house looks a little bit better.
Yeah, I know what to do. This time I was wrong last
Yeah,
time.
yeah, both times.
Yeah, right.
my
I got it.
Oh, that's
So-
funny. Well,
so
no, I
definitely.
think, I mean, this is stuff that, again, like we try and on the show go into all aspects of the industry. So this is the side we haven't touched on is when shit happens.
When shit hits the fan.
And you don't have the right insurance in place and the things people don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And you said that earlier. Like, you
Yeah.
have to learn these things, and this is a great way. So, I mean, I know it's not fun reliving that every time we ask you to talk about it, but thank you for talking about it.
And the biggest thing that gets me is when I hear somebody, whether it's in a restaurant or a car or anything like that, is when someone says, I don't care, it's insured. When someone says that to me right away, I know that person has no
Has never had
experience
to
in
deal with
fucking
it.
life.
Yeah.
Hey, take my motorcycle for a ride. All right, I'll try not to crash it. It don't matter, it's insured. Obviously, you've never gone through an insurance company. You've never had a heart-to-heart with that motherfucker saying that, no, it's not what you think it is, dude.
Yeah, you're not
You know what I
getting
mean?
all
I
your
wasn't
money.
riding the bike actually, and there was like people that saw it. It was this other dude
Yeah,
riding the
right,
bike.
yeah.
Is he on your policy?
No,
he's
sorry,
not. Oh,
Jack.
sorry, dude.
Sorry.
We're fucked. Like,
You just
Exactly. And then same
screwed
thing with the
yourself.
restaurant. People don't realize, like I said, just that shutdown from the power
Yeah.
is giving me so much trouble. I almost backed out of it and quit doing it because I was like, fuck them, man. I'm not going through this. I don't have time.
And that's what
But
they
I-
hope.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they hope. But I would have lost tens of thousands of dollars that
Yeah.
night, you know?
yeah.
And I want my money. I pay them thousands of dollars.
To,
I want
to
my money.
cover
For,
this.
yeah, I need to pay you still.
For insurance.
So give me some money to pay you back.
My
Yeah.
company took my my payment out while they were denying my claim.
Nice.
Wow.
That was a good one.
That's juicy.
That was fun. I was
is
like,
juicy.
You'll still take my money, but you won't help me at all. So that's absolutely terrible. Like really terrible. That is so bad. Do we want to do one of the reviews? Okay. I think so. We do the fun thing sometimes at the end of the show
nice.
where we read a bad review and we
Love it.
respond to it.
Nikki.
So since this isn't your restaurant,
Whose restaurants?
it's from here.
Okay.
So it's from here. So we'll do that.
Thank you, sir. All right.
All right.
We got some reviews. This is the fun stuff because, you know, everyone has their own perception of what a review is. Me, I use them as a tool when they're actually valid, and there are some valid ones. And some of them need addressing because I go on averages. If the reviews constantly talk about the same issue, there's obviously a fucking
There's an issue.
If there's a clown in here talking about all their bullshit and they have to glorify their review, or just because they didn't like something, so they're going to tear apart everything else just to make their story valid.
Agreed.
Those are the ones.
All right. So which one are you going to read?
Let me see. 1-star review. All right. Here's a great one. Let's see. Ready for this?
I'm down.
Let's see how you relate to this, because I want to answer this guy right here on live. Here we go. So it says, we are a few minutes early and sat in the bar lounge area until seated. Staff was plentiful and our server was very attentive. Appetizers were a challenge to choose as it was not clear that some items were not cooked or only seared. We had to ask regarding several items. The menu could be clarify this. Our entrees came out and I was shocked that the scallops on my plate were the total of 3. This was a $40 plate. My wife's halibut order came out with maybe 2 ounces of fish, a scallop, and was larger than the 3 I had in a prawn. She ordered this dish wanting the halibut based on the waitress's recommendation that had no idea there were additional seafood items on it. She was not a fan of the prawn. I observed the floor manager go to many customers' tables, but we did not get a visit. My one-word summation, would have been underwhelming. This was a special occasion and noted the staff. The $170 tab, no drinks ordered, was over the top for the meals we received. Only one second time at Luce and probably the last. The decor and noise levels were good, but the subwoofer was getting too much of a workout. I do not know what the goal is for their background music, but the thump of the bass register was readily present. Sweet. Now, let me tell you about this fucking douche. Here's the thing. He gave me this 1-star review and doesn't realize how much that affects our staff. You bitched about everything that we actually do. Okay? You bitched about the thumping of the bass and what they're not trying to do. So here's the thing. The bass is on and the music that we're playing is the vibe of our restaurant, and that's why people come here. You happen to not like it because you wanted Dun, 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 Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia. That's what you wanted. You wanted Mamma Mia, Frank Sinatra, Mamma Mia. That's not what we do
kind of
here.
Italian.
This is a place that you go to. It's upbeat. It's young. It's vibe. The food vibe matches. The halibut is never 2 ounces. It's completely weighed by a professional, and it's anywhere between 4 and 6. And that prawn you got was a U3 fucking prawn, the biggest prawn you could possibly get. You know what I mean? And you got a U fucking 8 scallop, which is a buttermilk biscuit on your plate.
Yeah.
Everything you got there was the most fucking essential of ocean food.
I imagine it doesn't just say halibut on the menu.
Of course not. It's very specific. It's very specific.
Says it's
very specific in how
mix.
it's prepared. And you have the best part is the $40 plate of scallops. We're getting robbed. No one understands how much scallops
$40 for 3 scallops. It costs you almost that to buy the damn things.
Of course. U8 scallops right now are so expensive and they're so hard to get, but we still do it and we still get them to provide it for our customer. So what bothers me about this thing here is they started out here. We were a few minutes early and sat at the bar lounge area until seated. Staff was plentiful and our server was very attentive. It sounds like everything that was supposed to hit here hit, and you just don't know what the fuck you're doing. That's what this sounds like to me. They didn't understand what type of restaurant they were coming to. They didn't do their research before they came. They heard the word on the street that the place is busy and popping, and you came in here and you had no idea what could actually go on in a restaurant other than your basic bitch restaurant.
Google is an amazing tool.
Yeah.
For anybody who's old. Google is awesome.
Sure.
And you can find out things about the menu while you're on Google.
Right.
Even like maybe a question you have about the menu that your attentive server couldn't ask for you, I guess. I don't
Right.
But the whole point for your server is to answer your questions. So I'm glad you had to ask questions and they answered them.
Right.
Like they
Exactly.
told
That's
you it wasn't
proper.
cooked.
Like, yeah, they seemed like they did everything right.
So to drop everything down to a 1 star
One
because
star.
of the things you didn't understand, when you clearly say everything that was supposed to happen was good, you could have at least went to a 3 or 4 star.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? You just didn't know what you were doing
Bump it
there,
up a little
Jeff
bit.
Koki. All right?
It's also not an
Jamoki.
airport. You don't need to like announce your departure.
Exactly.
If you're not coming back, bro, just don't come
Just
back.
come back, yeah,
I like
exactly.
spit at 1 star and then be like, I'm just not coming back. Well,
Yeah, no
cool,
shit.
man. Like,
How
we don't
about-
want you back anyway.
It's gonna be a
dog.
1. It's gonna be a 1 star. We'll be back though.
Yeah.
Then that's the fucker
We
who
may
does
try
come
again.
back.
You
And
may
then
does
they
come
come
back, yeah.
back.
Well, he
yeah.
said it
Of
was
course,
in
they
for the
have to
second
come
time.
back because his
Yeah.
wife probably loves the shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like he gets laid afterwards.
Right.
You know?
Or he didn't, and he's mad at us for it.
Or he's
'cause
pissed
an
off.
idiot.
Yeah. 'cause
That
of
could have been
scallops.
it.
Jeff Koki, the Jamoki.
We can't
So
control
that's
that
it.
you didn't get laid after you left
So
here. I'm
that's one of
sorry.
that's one of the times where I read a review online to let people know that you have to understand where it is you're going and what it is you're getting into before you tear it apart because you just don't understand it.
Yeah.
The music we play is if you go anywhere else, Las Vegas, Miami,
More
New York
lounge
City, it's
vibe.
more of a lounge, younger vibe. Just because we're an Italian restaurant doesn't mean we have red and white tablecloths and free bread and you know what I mean, and Frank Sinatra playing and the meatballs flying everywhere. Save that for that type of
So
place.
throw meatballs in your
You know what I mean?
just
Throwing
to do it.
meatballs
I'm just gonna
at
throw
bitches.
meatballs
Slingshot
right in the table.
in
Gonna
the
do
back
it.
of their
It'll
bald
be
ass
fun.
head. That's what I'll get. You know what I mean?
Oh
It's
my
been a
God.
pleasure having you on, bro. We'd
I
love
know,
to talk
thank
to you about
you,
this
Eric.
stuff. When you guys reopen, we would love to be there. We'd like to bring a camera and kind of let people see it, man, and just
Hell
show
yeah.
everybody your
Yeah.
journey. It's a tough journey, and I know when you guys reopen, you're going to have a whole new atmosphere. And I'm actually happy for you because I can tell and know that your passion is going to get you into
Yeah.
that position. You're going to have a great time with it. So,
Yeah.
Pumped.
all right, where can people find you? Where's your little restaurant? Where's your 2 restaurants? Plug it.
The
Go ahead.
handles, yeah.
Well, I was like, so Neat Bird is over here in Summit Point.
Yep.
And then Crudo will it's still sitting there over off of 21st Street. We're the
Norfolk, Virginia.
we're the armpit between Mr. Shawarma and the
Right.
vitamin shop.
Well,
That's us.
every,
We're not the furniture store, even though we have chairs outside.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm sure people
Right.
come and look at them.
Very
but
cool.
yeah.
So
we'll
you
be
can go
there when
there.
you
Any
open.
social media stuff?
Yeah, I mean we're on Instagram. It's like,
Neat Bird.
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
underneath
Neat Bird
Bird-
VA,
Crudo
and I
Nudo.
think Crudo Nudo. Yeah, we're on
Cool.
Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
I even
All
think we got a TikTok somewhere.
Check it out. Support.
Yeah.
Hit subscribe on this, like, all that stuff. Thanks for watching. Wish my man luck here. Send him something. Send him some love, some vibes. And we'll see you out there, man. Ciao for now.
Ciao.